Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022 on occasion of World Social Work Day and Month, World Health Month, World Press Freedom Month and World Environment Month. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. We welcome you all once again to the International Webinar Series. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today we have with us Ms. V.T. Jain Birla, founder and director, psychologist, counselor, Mind Mirror Paradigm from Mumbai, India. She is school counselor for over 8 years and she conducts webinars and workshops for schools, colleges and other corporate organizations on various psychological issues. And she is also associate member of APA and life member of INSPA, council member of WICCI and National Mental Health Council. We welcome you, ma'am, once again to this International Webinar Series platform, and we will invite you to take over for your session, Sex Education in Schools. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the warm welcome. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone can see and send the messages in the chat so that we can have an interactive session. Sir, is the setting like that so that everybody can send and hear, like, can see the messages in the chat?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Let me just share the screen first. Fine. Good evening, Prudvi, right? Yes, good evening, ma'am. Okay, well, before I start my session, I would like to ask you to write in the chat box, like, my today's topic is sex education in schools, but at the same time, I have put a question mark on it, right? So I would like you to tell me, why do you think that I have put a question mark? I would have just given a simple heading like sex education in school, but then I have put a question mark. Can anybody tell me why? And please remember that there is nothing right and wrong here. So you can be as interactive. I would really appreciate if you are interactive in the session. Trust me.
Actually, I feel that whether this is education is awareness is given in schools or what, you want to know whether it's given in every school, whether the people are children are educated, those are above 13 years.
Oh, those above 15 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Not 15 years, 13 years.
13 years. Okay. First topic is 13 years. Okay, fine. Great. Anyone else who wants to go ahead with that? Anyone? Okay, before I start, I would like you to tell me what exactly do you mean by sex education? Okay, Prithvi ma'am has written how many of the people are accepting the facts, madam. Okay, fine. Fact. Okay. So what exactly is sex education? What do you mean by sex education? You can unmute yourself or you can add in the chat box. If I ask you, okay, fine, this is sex education, but what do you mean by sex education? Anyone who wants to go ahead?
Ma'am, when children are growing up, if they're in family, daughter and son is there, they tell to the daughter how you should respect. For the son, they will tell how you should respect sister. From
Okay.
at least one first standard or second standard, they tell respect your sister. Then from that time only, they tell that boy to respect ladies. So in future, if he respects today his sister, next future he'll respect his wife.
Okay.
So that should be taught more to the sons than the daughters.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Great. Okay. Anyone else? Somebody's written it's the gender difference in two categories. Okay. Gender differences in two categories. Okay. Fine. Anyone else who wants to go ahead? Ma'am Mary has said a beautiful thing. Prithvi ma'am has written something very beautiful. Anyone else?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my name is Poonam Singh. Ma'am, as I think that sex education, when the child grows up, then they have some kinds of misconception about it. Then what is it, and why we are hiding it, and why we are not able to talk in the front of our parents. तो उन्हें कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा लगता है कि this is wrong. That's why it is very important to taught them that it is not a kind of offense. तो उन्हें ये सिखाना बहुत जरूरी होता है टाइम टू टाइम कि ये चीजें एक आगे चल के मतलब डेली लाइफ का हिस्सा है, ये कुछ ऑफेंस नहीं है.
ओके,
दैट्स व्हाई इट इज.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है पूनम मैम कि अगर आप बोल रहे, जैसे आपने ठीक बोला कि हम बच्चे बहुत हेजिटेट करते हैं पेरेंट्स से बात करना, और बच्चों को ये एजुकेशन देना बहुत जरूरी है. लाइक इट्स वेरी मैंडेटरी टू गिव दिस सेक्स एजुकेशन टू द चिल्ड्रन अकॉर्डिंग टू मैम पूनम. But then I have one question. Does only sex education should be imparted to the children, or parents also have this hesitation of talking and having a conversation with their children about this?
Ma'am, actually, first you should give to parents, because what I've seen in my own friend circle, because I am all girls in my house. I have only 2 sisters. I don't have brother, but my friend's house and all, they tell you sweep the house, you're going to another's house. Now only you learned housework. They tell to the daughter, you learn cooking. From 8th standard, they'll tell you learn cooking, because tomorrow in another 12 years, 13 years, you're going to be wife of somebody. You have to learn housework, cleaning, and you learn to respect elders, respect brother, respect father. But then no one tells to guys. And even a small thing, just the girl cross the legs and sit in the house, that is only made a big issue in the house. Or a girl, you should keep her legs down on the floor. Why you're crossing? That only men should do. Because I have noticed this thing in my house only.
Okay, great. I could understand that.
Just by casually we come tired from work and all, because immediately my mom tells guys only should cross the legs, and that's not a lady's behavior. That means it shows your pride.
Okay, fine, great.
Yes. Stories I hear from childhood, so it is embedded.
No, I can understand. I could relate to the play, because when you were talking now, everything, the picture was very clear. Like definitely somewhere you have gone through, and that is the reason you are venting it out. And it's very normal, actually. I can understand that. Great. Ma'am Poonam, you were also saying something that time. Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, it's all about the bringing whatever we got our parents. And we always got that sex is a hidden thing. We should never talk in front of our elders and someone else. That's why it is very necessary first to taught the parents also.
Okay, great, great. Okay, Dr. Joanna has also written it is important to educate both the parents and children, but mainly the parents so that they can have an easy conversation with the children about it without any discomfort. Okay. Now, I would like to ask, because this is only my icebreaker today. Uh, yes, yeah, I have already seen Prudvi, sir. Yes. So, the thing is like I want to ask that when we're talking about sex education, do you really think that in our society it's very easy to talk about this word sex, or what do you think about that? Is it very easy to talk about this word? Do people really take it very easily, or is it so easy to talk about it? And when we orient parents also, is it very easy for parents to accept the fact that "Okay, chalo, today in the webinar I have learned about sex education"?
Uh,
I'm sorry.
all the parents accept girls to have phone, dress nicely, study well. But these things we speak now. What you're speaking too much? Shut your mouth. That is one question. Be like a girl. Why you are speaking so boldly? That question arises. Always we given freedom, we given education to you to improve, know about the world, not to speak like this.
Okay.
That's why we didn't. We gave you big education. No, so only you're speaking like this. You wouldn't have given you education. We wouldn't have spoken. Many people tells. I've seen in my relative circle only.
Yes, I can understand. Okay, Prudvi sir has raised his hand. Yes, sir. Tell me, please.
Madam, in this present society, the word that which is the three letters word that which is called as sex, it is one abused word by the society.
Abusive. Okay, in what way? Is a very interesting one. In what
Yes,
way?
every parent and every teacher was supposed to skip that word while the scene that which is in something romantic scene was displayed on the screen. The parents should suppose close the children's eyes. That
Yeah.
whenever we supposed to obstruct the eyes from that scene, the children get automatically interested towards the topics.
Very, very true. Very true. The more you are going to hide, the more the inquisition will increase. It's
Yes,
very
madam.
normal. Yes.
Yes, madam. Whenever
Yeah.
the parents should have to think broadly regarding this, especially this sex.
Mm.
While they think broadly, automatically parents and children, teachers, supposed to understand how to teach the education. So in so
Exactly.
schools and colleges, I my personally,
Mm.
they supposed to skip the chapter which is called as reproductive system.
Mm.
For this entire world, that reproductive system was the base.
Exactly. Exactly. Sir.
They are
Exactly.
forgotten that.
Exactly.
Whenever parents are trying to, children are trying to see what is behind the scene, they are not supposed to. Parents are closing their eyes.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
are closing or they are trying to hide. Automatically, children getting interest.
Exactly. So,
Increasing the
yeah,
yes, ma'am.
as Prudvi sir has rightly said, I have one video to show to everyone completely related to whatever we are discussing. So I would first rather we will watch this video and then we will have a discussion on this. Okay. So just give me 1 second and let me know whether you can hear or not. Just sorry. Yeah.
Wow, Papa, why are they dancing? Mama, how does Papa put a baby in your tummy? Papa, what does mean? Mom, did you fart?
Hello,
Mama, Uncle also have a baby in his tummy. Mama, can you please put her back inside your tummy now? Mama, when will I grow them? मम्मा देखो मैंने क्या बनाया। मम्मा ये वही आंटी है ना जिनके घर आपने जाने से मना किया था। Daddy, why are you so old and wrinkly? Are you 500 years old? Mama, why do I stand when I do number 1 and I sit when I do number 2? Papa, why you and Mom lock the door at night?
अरे पहले अपना विश तो मांगो.
On my next birthday, can I be born from Papa?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Like.
So I hope you all can relate this video, you know. So could you please anyone tell me what exactly do you understand from this video through chat, or you can raise your hand if possible. Any of it. Let me see. I hope you have loved this video, because when I was watching it, I was really feeling connected. Yes, I can see people doing this in daily life, and we all have gone through this actually when we were kids. So please, can you let me know? Yeah, anyone?
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
Actually, we're seeing this video. No, I was telling in beginning, I told 13 years, but this childhood also, there's so many people to ask the questions, and after this online classes and all, my own niece is like 8 years, 9 years. She asks so much questions to we can't answer, because we didn't ask this question when we were in second standard, third standard. We were only books and paper and going out for play. So much questions because that of the media. And now
Exactly.
every media is in the hand only, na. So they see all type of videos in YouTube. So they are more aware of everything.
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
we know at 15 years, no, they know at 8 years only.
8 years. Okay, fine. Great, great, great. Anyone else who wants to add something to Ma'am Mary? Anyone else?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I
Sir.
proceed?
Yes. Sir.
Madam, yes, that I found something interesting in this video. That which parents should not able to should try to stop the question.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know why parents is trying to skip that question. Why they have to stop the question from children? We have to try to answer for that question, or else simply we will try to say by some expert.
Okay.
Like you, madam. Like you. If I bring that child in front of you and let them sit in front of you, if they ask the same question to you, you're supposed to answer by your way.
Exactly. Okay, great. I have one question for all. I want everyone to write in the chat box. When we're talking about sex education, okay, so what exactly do you think, what are the topics which comes under sex education? What are the topics? You just write in the chat box. Everyone, I want an input. Like, because I also, being a counselor in a school, I take this workshops and classes. So I want you to tell me what can be the topics which can be covered under this vast area of sex education. What are the things which includes under sex education? Let me see.
Actually, ma'am, what problem goes through a girl, and what happens in boys at 13, 15 years, that also should give more education, because many
that means puberty.
Puberty.
Yes.
Because many people don't understand, oh, this is simple pain, but so much is there in that 4 days. So that many people don't understand. Now the guys who are getting married now, this who are in the 30s and 40s, those are very lucky people. They understand everything. But my mom's age, my grandmother's age, and all, now they give rest for ladies. They respect, oh, she should take rest. No understanding. Though I am not married, my friends tell na, my husband gives me the free time till he does the cooking for me. I have this problem, so I get lot of information. So most of the information I speak to my friends, no, I get lot of info. I do lot of interaction when it's going on.
Okay.
That's why I get input.
Okay, fine, great. So you are talking about puberty. Great, great. Apart from puberty, what comes under sex education? I want to know that. Very, very important. Anyone? No one? Okay, the menstrual cycle and pubertal changes in both boys and girls, the sexual acts, how to have safe and protected sex. Yes, exactly, Dr. Joanna. Very good, excellent. And even STIs and STDs also. Sexually transmitted infections and diseases like HIV, AIDS, and all. We need to teach to the students what are the pros and cons. Even we need to teach about masturbation because children who are entering into adolescence, they start falling with their private parts also. And there can be a high chance of compulsive masturbation, that playing with their own private part compulsively, which is very, very harmful physically to their body. So we need to teach them about these things. But apart from these also, what are the other topics which can be included in sex education? Very, 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 very important. Let me see who can write that because we have so many experts here. Anyone? Okay, let me tell you. For me, we feel that sex education should be it should start we should start this. I'm so sorry. Am I audible, everyone? Okay, so sex education, we should start this orientation given towards the parents and children when the children are of 5 to 6 years of age. Now, every age has different variety of sex education and topics. We cannot talk about this puberty to a 5-year-old kid. But yes, what we need to teach about 5-year-old kid is about good and bad touch. Good and bad touch is very, very important to be taught, and it comes under sex education. Which part of the body is allowed to be touched by others? Which part of the body is not allowed to be touched by others? And if somebody touches you in a wrong way, then what you are supposed to do? So children must need to know what exactly is good and bad touch, or what is safe and unsafe touch, right? Because child abuse and child sexual abuse is very high among toddlers, right? So we need to teach them about this safe and unsafe touch, right? Now, as the child is entering into puberty and adolescence, we need to teach about puberty. Why? Because there are a lot of changes, hormonal changes are going on, right? There are a lot of physical and bodily changes. There are a lot of children who are not able to accept the fact. So we need to teach the irrespective of the gender, whether boys, girls, or others, that these changes are normal and everybody goes through it. But it's not necessary that the age I am going to the change, the same age you are going to have. If suppose I got my first menstrual cycle at the age of 13 years, it is not necessary that my friend will have this her menstrual cycle at 13. She might get earlier or later, but is going to happen with everyone. So we need to teach them about this. If we need to teach about the hygiene to the children, how to be hygienic, how to keep menstrual hygiene, how to keep yourself hygienic irrespective of gender. Even boys need to maintain a proper hygiene about the private parts and everything, because due to hormonal changes, the lot of odor which comes out of the body. So these all come under sex education, right? Now, as we enter around, when we deal with children of 15 or 16 or 17 years old, they have start having relationship issues. These also come under sex education, because when I am dealing with the higher grades, I always come to hear, then what is the right of age of getting into relationship, right? So we need to teach them what is relationship, what is infatuation, what is attraction, what is liking, and what is difference between infatuation and falling in love. So these things we need to interact. For the parents, it's our culture actually, and we are born and brought up like that. We don't talk about sex. As mental health is a taboo, sex is also a taboo. Talking about sex means reproduction. But no, sex means it's more than reproduction. Now, can anybody tell me what exactly do you mean by sex? Is it only reproduction or is it something else? Who will tell me what exactly is sex? Anyone?
Ma'am, identification.
Identification of what?
Identification of self.
Of self. Okay. In what way?
That what certain characters, girls have certain characters.
Physical
Boys,
characteristics of
yes,
yes. Physical and the sexual characteristics. So one meaning of sex is it's your physical identity, it's a sexual identity. In what way you are born as? I am born as a woman, or I am born as a man, or I am born as others, right? So it depends upon, it is my sexual identity, who am I, right? Apart from sexual identity, what is sex? Who will tell me? Anyone? In the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Okay, let me tell you. One sex is when we talk about LGBTQ, right? I am born as a girl, but my sexual orientation may be I have an attraction towards a boy. So maybe I am a lesbian, I am a gay, I'm a bisexual, I'm a transgender, what am I? So that also my attraction towards other gender or same gender also comes under sex education. Now, when we talk about expression, that means suppose I am born as a girl, but somehow I feel more comfortable when I put an attire as a boy, I walk as a boy, I behave as a boy. Or suppose I'm born as a boy, but I want to look like a girl. So maybe I go under sexual sex change operation, or maybe I'm having that attire, I'm putting makeup and everything. So that expression also comes under sex education. And because of the lack of awareness, there are a lot of children who are not able to identify, like, yes, to whom I am attracted to. You know, I would rather share an incident. It's a real life incident when I was working in one of the schools in Calcutta. So there I was counseling two boys actually. It was an all boys school and I was counseling two boys. Both were like, you know, they were having orientation towards the same gender, right? But somehow one of the boy didn't accept it that time. Few months back, it's almost like I was having this counseling session when I was joined at that time, 2015-16. After so many years, that boy messaged me on the Instagram suddenly and said, ma'am, thank you so much. Now I know that, yes, who am I? And I'm ready to accept and accepted myself that, yes, I am gay and I have an orientation towards the same gender. And I'm really happy now. I'm at peace. So these things you need to educate to the children, because until and unless you have the self-acceptance, you will not be in peace with yourself. And being peace with yourself is very, very important, right? So sex education does not only mean talking about reproduction. It's more about you. Who are you actually? Right? Your identity, you as a whole person, right? Now, when we talk about sexual health, it's all about the respect, the safety, and the pleasure. Respect means when suppose I am in a relationship with other person, but in that relationship, suppose I don't have any mutual respect towards each other. Or suppose I somehow don't respect myself, and that is the reason the other person who is in a relationship is dominating me. Right? There are a lot of relationship when we see about domestic violence. And remember, domestic violence does not only happen with women, right? It also happens with men. But somehow men cases are not reported, right? Because of a society itself. That how can a man be sexually abused? How can a men be men be a victim of domestic violence? But they are. Few days back, there was a video which was circulated that the man was beaten up by a wife by the bat, cricket bat, right? So these things are become very common. So mutual respect is very important. Even maintaining boundaries is also very important. When I say no, so no does not mean yes. लड़की ने बोला ना, so उसका ना में भी हाँ है. There's a yes in the no, and there's an underlying yes. In movies it is very showcased. The woman, the man is singing a song, or the man is abusing, and somehow after so many months the girl is giving up. Okay, fine, even I love you. But then this is not a fact. So you need to teach our children that please how to maintain boundaries, how to be assertive. And if you say no, no means no only. It cannot be yes. When we talk about safety, yes, we need to talk about the HIV, the pros and cons, about the sexual intimacy if you are underage, what can happen. There are lots of pregnancy in adolescents also. So what are the pros and cons of that? Right? Malnutrition and lot of other miscarriages and lot of other health issues which are related. So we need to teach our children about this. And this is taught when the children are all in grade 11 and 12, right? And we also talk about pleasure. Now, pleasure does not mean only the sexual pleasure, but pleasure also means when I am emotionally satisfied in a relationship. That also gives me a lot of pleasure that yes, I have that security. But then when you're in an abusive relationship, it is at stake. So we need to teach us children that don't beg for relationship, because I have seen so many children for going into a relationship due to peer pressure. The people go into a lot of abusive relationship. So we need to teach our children. We need to be communicative with the children that what is right and what is wrong in this, right? So now, sexual harassment and bullying in schools are very common. In what way? I have seen, because few months back I have taken one session with the kids of grade 9 and 10. So they made some sexual jokes, you are looking so fat and your butt is looking so fat. You have this enlarged breast and all. They use some sexual gestures also. So we need to teach our children, if you see this in the school or in anywhere in a society, please report, because this is not for fun. This is putting a question on your integrity. Spreading sexual rumors about your person or through social media or through text. Posting sexual comments, pictures or videos. Very common nowadays among adolescents, because when we have seen during lockdown, people are making TikTok videos and all for getting so many likes and comments and having a lot of followers. Children are tending and getting inclined towards any extent, right? Taking or sending sexual pictures or videos. I had a case actually where a grade 8 girl was caught by the parents sharing her nude pictures with her so-called boyfriend, where there was no commitment. So we need to tell the children and teach them that yes, this is wrong and how harmful and dangerous it can be, right? And touching or grabbing someone in a sexual way. In lot of schools, we see that children just go and put a hand on the back. Oh, how are you? That is wrong, right? So you need to teach our students it's not acceptable, right? Now, this thing is very common nowadays. So what is sexting exactly? Sexting means, when I am texting someone in a sexual way with a lot of sexual contents, maybe through text, maybe through pictures, maybe through videos, and a lot of things. So how these can be stopped is setting personal boundaries. That means, yes, this is me. I'm not going to allow anyone to intrude in my boundary, right? So, this is a statistics where we can see is like more than 53% of the children in India report facing one or more forms of sexual abuse. And even boys are sexually abused. Yes, Dr. Joanna has written, I think we need to teach children self-love and self-acceptance so that they don't seek instant gratification from someone else. Exactly, I totally agree. Because I feel also that Why we tend to feel seek relationship because somehow we are not happy with ourselves. That is why we try to look for some other person to gratify our needs. But why? Exactly. So, and we need to teach our children also when we're talking about safe and unsafe touch. Exactly is like when there are a lot of cases where it is seen that sexual abuse which is happening to children are their family members who are the person doing that, right? So please make sure that you make the children aware of in what way of even that particular family member who is very close to you, what part can he or she touch, what part he or she cannot touch. Not only he, but all the genders, irrespective of it, right? And you need to know, teach them that even if they say that is a secret, don't tell to anyone, or else I will do something. Nothing is secret. Please report it to your parents or report to anyone whom you fight. So you need to teach that to children, right? Now, so we need to teach our children also their rights. So you need to tell them that you have a right to stand against someone using abusive languages. Nobody can use abusive languages, not even for fun, right? Because that is intruding your boundary. You need to teach them that you have a right to define your sexual boundaries and values. Very, very important. You have a right to be open about your sexual likes and dislikes. Nobody has a right to question on it. You need to teach them that you have a right to your sexual orientation and identity. You have a right to express your sexual preferences and you individual passing derogatory comments. So you need to teach these rights to the children, which are very, 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 very important. Now, let me play some quiz. I want everyone to write yes or no, or do you agree or disagree? So sex education should be taught from grade 1 itself. Please write in the chat box so that I can see. Do you agree with this or do you disagree with this? Everyone, write in the chat box, please. Agree or disagree? I can't see the chat actually. I don't know why. Is the chat available for everyone? Am I audible? Yes. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
agree. Yes, good and bad touch from grade 1. Yes, yes, yes. Superb, superb, superb. I want everyone else also to participate because there are 17 participants and I can only see 3 to be very active. Yes, agree, but to the understanding level, we have to teach yes to the understanding level. And that is the reason we design sexual orientation workshop in that way, grade wise accordingly, right? Yes, yes, exactly so. Okay. Next, setting boundaries in any relationship means being rude. Do you really feel that? Setting boundaries in any relationship means being rude. Do you agree?
No,
No?
ma'am. No.
No? Anyone else? Please write in the chat box, everyone. Disagree. Yes. Setting boundaries is your right and you have a right to set boundaries. Yes. Can you explain? Yes, I can explain. Setting boundary means like if suppose I have told you, oh, Dr. Lakshmi Malik, you are such a, fat, so you don't look like, you don't have this. Nobody's going to like you. Will not have anyone who can have an attraction towards you. I can't do that, right? So you have a right to tell me, ma'am, sweetie, please mind your words. I'm not going to take that. I am getting hurt and I'm not going to allow anyone to intrude in my boundaries. I know who am I and I'm good enough. Thank you so much. So you have a right to tell me on my face. Right?
Ma'am, this question comes actually when they are seeing proposal for uh, girls.
Marriage and all.
Yeah, they tell if you beat.
Ma'am, I would like to interfere. I would like to interfere. It's not only girls. Even boys also face a lot of rejection because of this. Because nowadays,
Yeah.
girls have become also very choosy. Oh, I want a handsome partner. I want a very beautiful partner, fair partner, and tall and dark is no more now. Tall
No.
and fair, handsome person.
No, actually, the parents also tell when the girl is growing up, you maintain your personality, be thin, then only someone will like you.
Irrespective of gender, ma'am. Irrespective. Even boys undergo a lot of pressure. Why do you think that boys are hitting the gym just like that? Why they are running after six-pack abs? Because like looking physically fit. Inside, if you're physically fit or not, nothing matters. But looking physically fit is a most important criteria. What especially the teenagers are running behind this. They are having this protein shake and this shake and this and that just to look fit. And that is the reason we are now seeing that lot of youngsters are losing their life. Lot of heart attacks are happening just because of this, right? Next, teaching sex education may instigate to be more inquisitive. Do you really agree with this? Do you think that yes, if we teach sex education in schools and colleges, it may increase more curiosity among children and adolescents? Yes, okay. Anyone else? It will clarify their doubts. Yes, it will never. The more you are going to hide, the more curiosity I will have. The more I will have this. Okay, why the person has hidden? Okay, there must be something. Okay, let me find out. Yes. So, if you teach sexual education properly by an expert, then definitely the things will get clarified. Or else they will try to seek answer from their peers. And if I am not aware, how will my peer be aware? So I will end up getting all the wrong information. Right? So it's always better that we teach as a professional sex education in schools and colleges. Next, children learn about sexual content from social media and other platforms more easily. Do you agree with this? We agree. Yes, definitely. Nowadays, social media and everything has a lot, even in the movies and songs also have a lot of sexual content where children are exposed to very much, right? Sex education is immoral and inappropriate to learn. Do you think that is immoral and inappropriate to learn? Do you agree with this? No? No? Okay. Why? Because sex only does not mean reproduction. And if somebody you see that when you're talking and somebody is laughing, please make sure, because I always tell my students when they hear this word sex and they start giggling, I say, why are you laughing at yourself? So they say, ma'am, why are we are not laughing at ourselves? We are laughing at the topic. I said, obviously, because it's your identity. Today you are sitting in this class because of this only. So this is your identity. Otherwise, you would not have been here. So you're laughing at your own identity. And they stop. Right? So that means that we need to teach and handle them properly. Okay? Okay. Sex only means reproduction. Do you agree with this? Sex only means reproduction. Yeah, agreed or not? Yes or no? No. Exactly. No, no, no. Super. Next. Drawing sexual content and touching inappropriately means sexual bullying. Do you agree with this? Drawing sexual content and touching inappropriately means sexual bullying. Do you agree with this? Yes or no? Yes. Few days back, I got a case that, ma'am, children had drawn some sexual part and my daughter got so much affected. Yes, it's a sexual bullying. And we need to teach our children that, yes, if you see this, please report. Don't think that it's just for fun. Okay? So don't do that. Now, parents should talk to their children regarding sexual health. Do you agree with this? Yes, yes. If suppose the parents are not able to talk, then please take the help of a counselor or expert. Okay, it's very important. One should accept and respect gender identity and gender expression of another individual. Do you really think? Because already I've taught you about gender identity and the difference between gender expression. So do you really think? Yes, yes. One should accept. Great, great, great. Excellent. Next. Parents should switch off the TV or change the channel as soon as they see any sex-related advertisements. If suppose some advertisement on condoms or some sanitary napkins are going on, and no, it's not for you. Bang karo, bang karo, bang karo. Yes, because if you do so, that is going to increase more curiosity among children, right? Okay, last question. Sex education should be made mandatory in schools and colleges for all. Do you think so? For all means for the staff, for the teachers, for the children, for the parents. Of course. Yes, exactly, exactly. So we need to learn this for ourselves as well as we need to teach our students that if somebody says no, please, that does not mean I am, please convince me and I will say yes. Okay? So no ka matlab no hi hota hai. So thank you so much. I really hope everybody must have enjoyed. Any questions? Please let me know.
Ma'am, good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Lakshmi Malik.
This is Dr. Lakshmi Malik from Hyderabad.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's a very interesting topic. Actually, I've done my PhD in child abuse.
Okay.
It's one of the part. So there I have asked many of the sexuality related questions to them. I got so many responses of abused children also. And even from my PhD results, I got that teachers, when I asked that question, that have you been taught this sexuality education in your school? The question was no. Then the next related question is why the teachers were hesitant to speak about the menstrual thing.
Exactly.
It was teachers should explain properly and they should open up. And they were hiding things. When they hide things, what the awareness can they spread to the children?
Even the science teachers are very hesitant to talk about reproductive system.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. If even though this sexuality education comes to the college or schools, if teachers are not open up, teachers have to be taught first.
Exactly.
Not the students. Teachers and director level personnel has to be taught, and they have to take counseling first.
Even POXO Act also comes under sexual education. So all the teachers should be taught about POXO Act and the Sexual Harassment Act and sexual abuse, because if they are not aware, lot of children are not reported that yes, they have been abused because they are not able to identify also.
Ma'am, in the policy implementation, they will mention that it should be taught to the teachers. They will give the training to the teachers. When they come into the field, into the school, no, they will not teach the students. They feel hesitant to speak and they will skip few things and they will show some pictures. This was happened in Karnataka actually. I'm from Karnataka. The whole region which I took is the teachers were not feeling comfortable actually. They also told me that.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I?
Yes, please be so.
Madam, that what Madam said was absolutely right. That Madam said we have to give the counseling for the teachers. Madam, in the state of in so many states, the teachers also facing sexually harassed by so-called supervisors, so-called higher authorities, the management, from the headmasters, from core staff. They were facing a number of abuses. No one is supposed to. They were the teachers. No need to teach them, but we have to give the counseling to the entire society, madam, not for a specific community, not for so-called people. While we go to the Department of Revenue, while we go to the Department of municipal administration, while we go into medical and health, there was a number of sexual abuses, madam.
Actually, the problem is like when we take workshops and webinars, there are a lot of people who are very interested in listening and all the interacting. But then when it comes to us, like, we need to be a whistleblower, we somehow feel hesitant. No, I don't want to be a whistleblower. So we need to think and accept that if I'm facing this harassment or any kind of abuse, I need to become a whistleblower. And this is my duty towards myself. No, others, okay, fine, but towards myself. Yes.
That you said that there was a 7 male, one was harassed. That I don't know, that was harassed. That one is me. In one situation, while I tried to get the job in so-called MNC, multinational company. By that time, I faced that kind of situation. I don't know what they were expecting. I'm not understanding what they were expecting from my side. They were asking me what for next, what for next, what for next, what for me. I am not understanding, not even. Then later, they rejected me. Later, I found some new company. Then I have joined
It's
there.
always good to be rejected by these kind of people, actually, you know.
Later, I joined as an assistant manager. Later, I worked there for 6 months. Later, I completely resigned the job. Now I was being and start an entrepreneurship recently. Yes, I started my own company newly.
Great.
Sir, it's good that you opened up your story, sir.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's awareness for everybody. Sexual harassment is for both the men and women nowadays.
yes, madam.
When you show that there is no from your side, that they have to
And
understand.
not only men and women, but also the third gender are
Yes.
very prone to sexual harassment, and they are the victim of sexual
Madam, that it is possible. Harassment was they are doing daily because of our activities. Our men, not we, the people who belongs to our gender.
No,
Okay,
but any
every,
gender, because nowadays
in
things
every
are
gender
becoming.
there were some people who are try to promote them,
Hmm.
try to make them people like to do kind of people. By that kind of people we are facing so many problems. While
Exactly.
I go, while I try to, I am a traveler. I try to travel regularly. I travel from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Okay,
Great.
I'm a traveler. While I'm in traveling, I seen so many things with the co-passengers. So many people, and some uh, passengers will supposed to promote them, are trying to push up, pull up because of these activities.
Great.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Actually, I am a research scholar. I am searching for an human quality of working lifestyle. I am my research study. Actually, I ask only one question, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Lot of before itself saying two persons saying not opening the professor or teacher is not say something for the student of the classroom updating the sexual information is not sharing something person. Okay, that kind of cultural activity is some university, some aided university is opening, ma'am, but some not aided university, aided college is not opening. I know something, but you tell the this interaction teacher student or parent daughter and son, and then father and then daughter and son, in that interaction, in that social interaction is very important, ma'am. First of all, second interaction is very important one is in our mother and daughter and son interaction is very important, ma'am. Why I'm asking now, the in our family situation and then family backgrounded, the basically the information put it in our mindset. The child put it in our mindset, clear cut idea after not abuse for any other person, any other small or medium or older person is not abusing that social interaction, that social life is very well, ma'am. It's a basically is my opinion. But another one simple question, ma'am. How to reduce in women sexual harassment for in high level or low level or middle level, ma'am? How to reduce?
See, sexual harassment can only be reduced when you're working as a team and when you're reporting. Until unless you report, because the main problem is we don't report, as I said. So if you are scared of reporting, or
Okay.
suppose if you see some of your colleagues or some of your friends getting sexually abused, and then the person is hesitant, but as a friend or colleague, is a social responsibility and moral responsibility that if he or she is not able to report, you report it.
Okay.
So being a team member, you have to
Okay.
work collaboratively. So you have to come together and then you have to take action. Because even when we talk about cyber crime and all, we have to report. Until unless the account profile is reported, none of the action will be taken. So that is
Okay.
very, very important. Right?
But right now is very important is okay. Cyber crime is okay, ma'am. But maybe the men are correct now. Some I think some only. I'm not a whole woman. I'm not bothered. Some woman is uh, abusing men's side now. How to rectify that situation?
As I said, is it applicable for both men and women and others also? So
Okay.
if you see that any woman is abusing you or taking advantage of you, please report it to it immediately.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
there are a lot of men cell also. There are cells which are supportive for the men. Please report it to them also.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I really feel like I'm running out of time. So I have a next webinar
Ma'am,
also. Yes.
you are from ma'am?
I basically am from Calcutta, but after I got married, I have shifted to Mumbai. So now basically since 2.5 years, I'm staying in Mumbai.
Now you are professor, ma'am?
I'm a school counselor and as well as I'm a practicing psychologist, private. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
would like
Thank
to
you.
take, thank you. I would like to take
Ma'am.
last question, Dr. Lakshmi
Yes.
Malik. Yeah.
Ma'am, I wanted to do a school counselor or school social work. Any degree or PhD diploma is there where I can take up that
Yes,
course?
it's there. So you can connect it to me personally on my personal DM. You can DM me. I am
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
group actually. So you can take my number from Mary Florence. She
Yes,
has
ma'am.
my number. So she
Yes,
can
ma'am.
provide you my number and you can have a talk.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Ravi sir and ma'am Mary, for giving me this opportunity.
Wonderful talk and very alert session for the today's generation. God bless you and all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am Mary. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, is it finished?
Yeah, thank you everyone
Yes, sir.
for joining this. Feedback link has been shared in the chat box. Kindly fill up the feedback form. You'll be receiving certificate within 15 working days and the link will be updated on the webinar series website. Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form. Link has been provided in the chat box.
We are facing an existential crisis.
Unlike anything the world has ever seen.
We need to take action.
Everyone has to stand up!
The warning is not a new one.
Our world faces a triple planetary crisis of climate change, natural loss, and pollution.
For generations, humanity, often without realizing it, has been destroying the natural world. In the name of progress, we have polluted the Earth's oceans, chopped down its forests, and clouded its skies. Today, nature and our own survival rest on a knife's edge.
It's time to ratchet up the action that we need to have at the country level.
The United Nations Environment Programme was established with one goal in mind: to unite the world in saving our planet.
It is clear that the environmental crisis which is confronting the world will profoundly alter the future destiny of our planet.
For 5 decades, UNEP has used science and its mandate to bring the world together to help nations find solutions to grave environmental threats.
What is this pollution that we have heard so much about?
The Mediterranean is sick. It's being poisoned slowly but steadily for those who need it most.
The 1970s found a world grappling with an unprecedented crisis of pollution. Could the seemingly irreparable damage be undone? UNEP inspired the world to take action, preventing oil spills and toxic discharge by ships, uniting 143 coastal states to limit ocean pollution and save marine life, reducing air pollution and ending the scourge of acid rain. But soon, the world would face its biggest environmental challenge yet.
The destruction of the ozone layer on a global scale is no longer just a theory. The hole over the Antarctica is no longer an isolated seasonal phenomenon.
If the breach continued to grow, the planet would suffer lethal levels of ultraviolet radiation, harming human health, biodiversity, and climate. In 1987, UNEP facilitated the Montreal Protocol. Over 30 countries agreed to phase out the production of almost 100 ozone-depleting substances. The protocol remains one of the greatest achievements of multilateralism.
All nations gathered here can be proud of what we have achieved.
This success set the tone for a series of powerful accords, limiting the movement of toxic waste across borders, protecting the Earth from dangerous, long-lasting chemicals, and restricting the international trade in mercury. Most recently, in 2021, UNEP finished a 2-decade-long campaign to rid the world of highly toxic leaded petrol, saving an estimated 1 million lives each year. As the world grappled with pollution and waste, another crisis was brewing.
I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see.
Poaching and habitat loss were pushing some of the world's most iconic animals to the brink of extinction. Driven by science, UNEP supported a series of international treaties, limiting and in some cases banning the trade of endangered species, safeguarding migratory animals, expanding protected areas, and increasing financing for biodiversity protection. The seminal Earth Summit in Brazil introduced the idea of sustainable development.
This is an historical moment for the mobilization of all peoples of the world.
Over the last 5 decades, UNEP has helped more than 100 countries enshrine the right to a healthy environment in their constitutions and produced scientific studies to guide member states in their decision-making. In 2012, a new international body was established to provide scientific data on biodiversity in a joint effort from UNEP and other UN organizations. In 2019, it found that 1 million species face the threat of extinction, underscoring the urgency to act.
Every action we take alters the earth that future generations will inherit.
The world is starting to recognize the effects of planetary warming, but UNEP began sounding the alarm 3 decades ago. As early as 1988, UNEP and the World Meteorological Organization launched the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. For over 30 years, IPCC Science has helped member states counter climate change, earning the body a Nobel Prize for its work. UNEP-backed studies have informed some of the planet's most crucial climate accords. These include a 1992 agreement that set a template for curbing greenhouse gas emissions, followed by the Kyoto Protocol and the landmark 2015 Paris Agreement.
I'm proud to announce that 175 parties have signed the Paris Agreement.
UNEP has also mobilized 450 banks, insurers and investors to help create a more sustainable world.
We don't want fossil fuels anymore.
A lot has happened in the last 50 years, but it's the next 10 that will be pivotal for life on this planet.
But in fact, what you and I and other ordinary people around the world can do will not by itself save the natural world. The great decisions, the great disasters that face us can only be dealt with by governments. And that's why this organization is so important.
Over the past 50 years, we've seen when the world decides to act, the world comes together to act. Together with member states and partners, we've achieved a lot. But now is the time to truly make that lift for humanity and to do much more and much faster. And I have every reason to be hopeful. As an organization grounded in science, UNEP will do everything in its power to push for breakthroughs. Our planet and humanity depends on us. Together, we can build a greener and safer and fairer world for all.
Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form in chat box. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same link with different topic and speakers.